back to my channel. In today's video, I am going over what I will be purchasing at the Sephora VIB sale. So if you would like to see this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video, and let's just get right into it. Start off with primers. So I have two primers in my cart currently, and I do want to mention that Clé de Peau is available in Canada. We don't have the full line of Clé de Peau, but we have a select few items. So of course in the US, I know that Clé de Peau is not available, so I will link down below to Nordstrom. Nordstrom is offering 15% off Clé de Peau products currently, so you can still get a pretty decent discount. Going over the first primer, I have the Clé de Peau Brightening Enhancer Veil. So this was just a recently released primer on the market, and it promises to be a brightening skincare primer that enhances the look of clarity and luminosity for a refined, translucent finish. And it's supposed to help out pores and uneven skin tone. I do believe in the US this does claim to have an SPF. In Canada, we have really strict laws about products containing SPF, and we actually can't claim it on labels. So I do believe there actually is an SPF in here. I just can't see what the SPF is. But I really want to try this out because, again, this primer promises to help with brightening and pores and uneven skin tone. And for me, I want a primer that also has a skincare hybrid in it. So I want those skincare benefits in my primer just because that is going on top of my skincare. And I also want a primer that has that effect where it refines the look of skin, that it blurs and filters the look of my skin, because then I don't require as much foundation over top. So that's what I look for in a primer. So most of the primers that I really enjoy, again, they have that blurring effect. They might be slightly tinted, like I really enjoy the by Terry CC serum or the Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Primer. So I tend to like primers like that, and I think that this sounds fantastic. I don't see any reviews on it currently, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but I really love Clé de Peau products. Their foundations, actually just all their products in general, I tend to really enjoy. So I definitely am considering this one. It does look like it has maybe a slight tint to this primer, so I think that would also be awesome as well. It only comes in one shade though, a light medium ochre, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this one if you have heard about this primer. And then the other primer that I am debating between is the Clé de Peau Beauté Long Lasting Hydrating Veil. So this is claiming to be a primer as well. It quickly addresses visible imperfections and improves their appearance over time. So this one doesn't look to have maybe that more refined appearance that the other primer has, but this will be a skin enhancing primer that will help with imperfections and the appearance of them over time. So probably like discoloration as well. And this is supposed to help pores and uneven skin tone as well. So this one is really exciting to me as well because, again, it is a skin enhancing primer. I'm leaning a bit more towards the other one just because it does look like it will help a bit more with that refined look, with that blurring look. This one doesn't really claim to do that same thing. So I was debating between these two, but now that I am kind of reading more of the claims, I think I am going to go ahead and pick up the Clé de Peau Brightening Enhancer Veil over the Hydrating Veil, just because I feel like the Brightening Enhancer Veil just speaks a little bit more towards what I'm looking for currently. But I'd love to know your thoughts on both of those primers if you have tried either one of those out. And then I'm going to move on to foundation. So now I will be repurchasing the Dior Air Flash foundation because this is just a foundation that I always love to have in my collection. I did note that I don't typically love this foundation on its own. I can wear it, especially if it is really hot and humid out. This is a foundation that I really like to use, say, in combination with like the Chanel Water Fresh tint. This is beautiful as a primer, and then this over top is a great hot weather combo. But I just love to have this in my collection because it just mixes well with any foundation, any primer. It's just a fail-safe foundation to have on hand, especially if I want my foundation to be incredibly long-lasting. And say I do have a glowy foundation, but I just want to make that glowier foundation more long-lasting. And I will mention a prime example that I'm dealing with right now. So the Chanel No. 1 foundation, I really love how this looks on the skin when I first apply it. It's blurring, it's a very beautiful, it gives a bit more than a skin tint would, but it is a light coverage foundation that just makes your skin look better. But the problem I have with this foundation is that it is extremely glowy. So my work hours are from 8:30 to 5, and this does not last me my full work day. And it does last the full day, like it doesn't separate or fade or crease, but it is so glowy that it borderlines greasy looking by the end of the day. And I just like a foundation that it's not super finicky. I don't have to touch up throughout the day because that's just a little more high maintenance. But I am wearing these two in combination together today, and I wore this yesterday as well. And adding this foundation just helps with that longevity, and it just makes this foundation even better. So I just like to mix this into glowier foundations to make them even better, to really enhance those glowier foundations, to make them perform a little better. But I still get the sheer coverage and a bit of that glow from this foundation. But I get the longevity from this, and I get that airbrushed effect from this as well. So I just love to have that foundation on hand. And I just wanted to quickly mention like why I love that foundation so much. So I will be repurchasing a backup because I need to have that on hand at all times. And then I'll just go over the repurchase items that I am picking up. I will also be repurchasing the Dior. This is the Maximizer 3D Triple Volume Plumping Lash Primer. I just can't go without this. This is what I use underneath every mascara. This makes any mascara perform better. It makes my lashes longer and thicker. Love this. Can't get enough of it. So that is a repurchase. And then the last thing I will be repurchasing is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Cheat. So this is just my favorite lip liner. I pretty much use it every day, except sometimes in videos I will just switch it up just to change what I'm wearing so it's not the same. But typically this is what I'm using on an everyday basis. It is this beautiful neutral nude pink tone. It just makes your lips look even better. It is, like I said, your lips but better, and the formula of this is beautiful. It has enough of that creaminess that it just glides over the lips, but it has enough of a dryness to it that it has incredible longevity to this lip liner. I love to just use this as like a lipstick, so I'll line my lips, fill them in, put a little lip balm on top, and I'm good to go for the day. That's just a perennial favorite. It's something that I will repurchase forever. And then let's move on to the other products in my cart. So I have the Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation Matte, and I really love the Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural. That one is beautiful. It has a beautiful like medium coverage with like a velvet finish that has a bit of radiance to it. But I have been actually really enjoying matte formulas. I feel like matte formulas have really grown and evolved throughout the past like 5 years. 5 years ago, a matte foundation was a little dry and a little maybe cakey for my taste. But as I am getting older, I actually do really enjoy the look of a matte foundation on my skin, especially if it's one of these refined and sophisticated formulas that has just really evolved. So I have just heard really great things about this, and now that the summer months are coming up and it's going to get more hot outside, more humid, I'm looking for a matte foundation that I can really rely on for that longevity aspect. And I just have so many glowy foundations. I would like to start venturing out and trying some more matte formulas. Again, as I mentioned, I just feel like they are looking better on my skin as I get older, and maybe those super glowy foundations don't look as good as they once did. But I really want to try this out. I would love to hear if your thoughts on this one, if you have tried this formula out, if it is something I should purchase. I have heard it has a little bit more coverage than maybe I would prefer. But the good thing about something that is high coverage is that I can mix it in with a glowier foundation. I can mix it with my Chanel Water Fresh tint that is very sheer. I can just go in with a super light amount of product and you can actually get a sheer amount of coverage. So these fuller coverage foundations, you can manipulate them a little bit more and you can use them in a multitude of ways. So that is another reason why I plan on picking this up. But again, I would love to hear your thoughts on this one if it is something you think I should try out. And then next, I will move on to some other complexion products. So I have the Guerlain Terracotta Light Healthy Glow Bronzer in my cart. I do want to preface that I have the shade 3 in my cart, but the shade 3 on Sephora is labeled as Deep Cool, but on other sites, 3 is labeled as Medium Warm, and I think Sephora just has them mislabeled, because I think the shade 3 is actually medium warm, but they just labeled it wrong. So it does say that Deep Cool is in my cart, but I think the shade is actually medium warm. If it's not, I'll just exchange it. But that is what I am gathering, because this shade does look, when I'm looking at it, it looks like a medium warm shade. So anyways, I plan to pick up the shade Medium Warm, number 3, but this is the old formula of the Healthy Glow Bronzer. And while I think this was decent, it wasn't my favorite just because I feel like the pink in here just translated to the skin a little bit more than I would like. I don't want my bronzer to look pink. I don't want it to look like I've applied a blush as a bronzer. I don't mind if it has a bit of that in it, but I don't want it to overtake the bronzer. And I just felt like with this, it didn't translate to my skin in my favorite way that I prefer my bronzers to look. So I'm really happy that they've kind of reformulated it. It does say that this is a healthy glow bronzer that blends a unique harmony of blush, bronzer, and highlight tones. And it is offered in 6 shades, and it's supposed to reveal a radiant glow. So I like a bronzer with a bit of shimmer, but I don't want to detect those shimmer particles on my skin. So I'll be very curious to try this out. I am for sure going to be picking up this bronzer just because I really love Guerlain bronzers, and I want to determine if this will actually look like a blush on my cheeks. I really hope it doesn't. I don't think it will because I've heard really good things about this formula so far. But obviously I will test it out myself and I will show you guys on camera how that goes. And I'm really excited for this one. I actually have a few highlighters in my cart currently. So I'm not a huge highlighter person, but all the highlighters that I love are limited edition. So I'd love to kind of branch out and try some more highlighters from some other companies just so I can have a rotation of some permanent highlighters that I can recommend. So the first on my list is the Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Cream Highlighter. I have the shade Peau de Peche in my cart, which is described as a soft pearlized bronze suede. It does look a little deep as a highlighter, but again, I've seen a lot of people use this and it looks like that you can kind of use it as like a blush and bronzer or a blush and highlight as one. And also it looks like you can also use this type of product on your eye as well. Now, I am a little hesitant about this because I have tried a Westman Atelier foundation, blush, and the bronzer. And unfortunately, even though it's described as a clean brand, because clean brands contain quite a bit of oil, unfortunately, it does make my sensitive skin react quite a bit, and I can't use those products. That is why I haven't picked up this product yet, but I feel like I'd be a little more safe with a highlighter because typically if I apply a highlight here on my cheeks, that area on my skin isn't very sensitive, so it won't tend to make me break out or react as someone with sensitive skin. So I feel like this might be a safer bet to try out from a clean brand. Again, I do believe this type of formula will probably contain oil, but I'm just hoping that it won't make my skin break out or react because it does look very pretty. Again, I've heard beautiful things about this. I do like a cream highlighter, but I like one that isn't sticky, that doesn't remain tacky on the skin. It looks like a beautiful lit from within highlighter, and those are my favorite type of highlighters as someone that doesn't like something super intense. And then the other highlighter that I have in my cart is the Peau Luminizing Face Enhancer in the shade Almond. So this has been sold out everywhere, I feel like. In every store that I have tried to buy it from, like Holt Renfrew and Peau Canada, it's been sold out there for so long. But they do have it available at Sephora. I've heard great things about this formula as well. Now this is a highlighter from what I have heard. It's a powder formula, but it looks very elegant and sophisticated on the skin. It's something that is not too intense. So if you like a crazy intense highlighter, this probably isn't the formula for you. From what I gather, this just looks super natural on the skin. So again, from what I gather, I think this will give you that more healthy glow, lit from within, very natural looking highlight, which is something that I really enjoy in my highlighters because I want my skin to still look like skin, to give me a very subtle glow, but it's not going to overtake my look. I want my highlighter to enhance my whole look, but not take over my whole look. So I'm really excited about this one. Please let me know if you've tried this formula out and if it is something that I should pick up. So next on my list is another Westman Atelier product, and these are the iPod eyeshadow singles. So Westman Atelier has released those trios, and it came in a set of 3 of different combos. They're pretty much all a neutral color story, which I think I would really love. But again, I just felt like I wouldn't use all 3 of them in combination because they're just like a little chunkier. They felt like they'd be maybe a little heftier to utilize on an everyday basis. But I love this as a single eyeshadow. So the shade Tabac is available, which is a warm bronze, and that was always the shade that really I was drawn to the most. I felt like I would get the most use out of it. It definitely is like leaning more on the warm side of a neutral toned bronze, and it just looks like a fantastic one and done shade. I love that this looks like it will just give you a beautiful sheen on the lids. It doesn't look like it has any glitter chunks. This looks very refined and elegant. I get the vibe that this is a very natural looking eyeshadow. It's not for you if you like a lot of color payoff, if you like a lot of shimmer or intensity. This is something that is great for the everyday woman who maybe like for me, I like to keep my looks, especially for the work days, super natural. Maybe even just apply mascara, but I like to have a little bit of sheen to my eyes, so I feel like this would be the perfect eyeshadow for an everyday basis. This is another product that I'm 100% picking up, and I'm really excited to try it out. Let me know if you have tried out her eyeshadows because I'm curious to hear your thoughts on them. And then I also have in my cart the Dior Addict Refillable Shine Lipstick. So Dior just released these refillable lipsticks in this shine formula. So these are going to be that kind of hybrid between a lip gloss and a lipstick, similar to like the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash, which if you don't know, that is like one of my top 5 favorite lipsticks of all time. I like that combination because I'm someone who's more of a minimalist. So if I can get away with applying my lipstick and lip gloss as one, I will do it that way because I can be a little lazy with my makeup looks. But I just think this formula sounds really beautiful. I do have the shade Nude Look in my cart just because this is Dior's kind of classic nude shade. They always release this in all their lipstick formulas and their like lip balm formulas. And I just think this shade looks beautiful. I think this formula looks beautiful. I like something that gives me that like sheer amount of color. And I don't mind. This is a product that's not going to last you 8 hours. You're going to have to touch it up, but I don't mind touching up a lip product, especially if it's really comfortable and it fades away very naturally. I like my lips to feel better after I've applied a lip product versus like I can feel the lip product on my lips. So I just feel like this is definitely my vibe and something that I really want to try out. And then I just have one other lip product in my cart, and this is the Givenchy Le Rouge Sheer Velvet Matte Lipstick, which is described as a sheer matte lipstick that delivers buildable lip color with a blurred soft focus effect. Now, I love everything about this because a blurred soft focus effect, that is my vibe. That's what I always go for, especially on the skin. But on my lips, I do not mind that effect as well. The one thing that is making me a little hesitant is that it's described as a matte, but since it's a sheer matte lipstick, I feel like it might be similar to the Merit lightweight lipsticks that were just released. Now, those do give a bit more of a kind of, they're not a glossy finish, but they have a bit more of a satin finish. And these being matte is my one hesitation, but I feel like because these are promised to be sheer, probably that lightweight kind of feeling where you're not going to feel it on your lips. I feel like I would really enjoy this, and especially that it offers you a blurred soft focus effect. I am someone that likes my lips to look a little bit undone, so even after I've applied lip products, I tend to kind of rub them into my lips because I just don't like that much precision. So I feel like if I get that soft focus effect from this lipstick, I will really enjoy that. And the shade that I have in my cart is the shade number 10, Beige Nude, which is a warm toned beige. It has rave reviews. I feel like everyone loves this, so it might be a really great product to pick up. And then I just have 2 more products in my cart. So I will be purchasing a fragrance at Sephora. Now, this is something I tend not to do, especially if I'm buying online. I tend to reserve my fragrance purchases for in person because I just feel like as much as someone can talk about loving a perfume, you never know how it's going to react with your pH, with your body chemistry. It might smell incredible on one person, but on you, who has a complete different body chemistry, it's going to smell different on each and every person, at least a little bit, just because our bodies are all different. So I'm really hesitant to buy products online, but this fragrance is not available in store, so I either don't buy it or I have to purchase it online. And then the good thing with Sephora is they have a really great return policy. So this is the Killian Angel's Share perfume. I really want to try this out because it's actually my top favorite perfume of all time, is the Killian Princess perfume, but they discontinued it. I am still heartbroken about it because that is like my favorite perfume and you can't find it anywhere and I'm very upset about it. But I feel like if I already enjoy a Killian perfume, hopefully I will have the same reaction to this one. I am keeping my fingers crossed that this one works out for me because I've heard really great things about this. This is a warm and spicy fragrance with notes of cognac, tonka bean, and oak wood. I really like that fragrance style. I like something that's kind of sensual, and I feel like this will be a really lovely one. Again, I have not smelt it in person, so if you have tried this perfume, please let me know. I do plan on purchasing it. I am very super picky with perfume, so I only like 3 perfumes, and hopefully this will be one that I really enjoy, but I will keep you guys updated on that one. And again, let me know your thoughts if you have tried that. And then the last item that I have in my cart is the NécessaireThe body lotion with niacinamide. So I heard a few people recommend this product to me, the line Nécessaire in particular, and a lot of people said their body lotion and their shower gel was really good. I need a new body lotion, and I just figured I might as well try this out. This has really great reviews on the Sephora site, And I don't know if it has different scents, but on the Canadian site, it just comes in the fragrance-free scent. So it's not a scent because it's fragrance-free. But I've heard good things, so I will be trying that one out as well. But that is everything that is in my Sephora cart. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if any of these items you want me to try out as well. Let me know what you are putting in your Sephora cart and what you will be purchasing from the sale. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you like it, and I'll see you in my next video.